Yes.
No Blues Brothers intro for you, any of you.
I'm always willing to run over Illinois Nazis.
Yeah.
I hate Illinois Nazis.
I mean, that's
Nazis
fine
from
and
any
all.
state, but also Illinois.
I'm putting my.
I think we're
foot
live
down.
too.
I
Public
went
statement
live when
here.
we talked about running over Illinois Nazis.
Hey,
I'm going to announce on this channel, I am not against running over Illinois Nazis.
I don't even have.
Nazis
a
are
driver's
bad.
license.
Why? You know, just that's
It's true, they are bad.
That's a general sentiment for reality.
I completely
have a
agree,
driver's
especially
license,
since my
and I'm
mom's
still
side of the
gonna do
family's Jewish.
I don't have a driver's license. I'm still gonna run over the Illinois Nazis.
Anyway,
Any Nazis,
regardless.
fuck the Nazis.
But
Regardless of Nazis.
regardless of Nazis, yes, we've busted on them. Well, not enough, but enough for now because we have more important things to do. We have Dungeons and Dragons
And talking about squirrels.
and talking about squirrels. Yes, for you
We
are
got a
being
party squirrel to
escorted
meet.
by Thunder, the also known as Squiggles the Deranged.
His terribly spelled name.
Yes.
Thunder.
No, it's wonderfully spelled names because that's
Xanadar.
they all have wonderfully spelled names.
Vinda.
Mm-hmm.
Linda?
So I think when we kind of left off at the end of the last episode, all of you had been hanging out here, and we're planning on, I think, leaving in the next morning with Thunder. He was going to be escorting you to the heart of Yavimaya, the heart of this entire area.
Also, what's the thing's name that we were going to talk to?
Multani, I believe, is the
Multani, yes.
Tommy?
And
That sounds about right.
Multani is a tree person or no?
Some kind of god or something.
The best way to describe
Nature spirit.
Multani is a literal, like, nature spirit and an incarnation of the forest is the easiest way to understand it.
Should I go into my treant form that I never use?
I mean,
It might be offensive.
yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know how things would go with that entire thing, I will say, for sure. You have never
I'm
met...
trying to blend in at times.
Uh-huh. You've never met Multani. You do not know his emotional feelings towards you. You know he is a semi-benevolent nature spirit that rules over this land. And that's about all you know about him. Technically, Multani would not have a gender, but often appears, I guess, more male in form. But it is a nature spirit, so it doesn't really. It's like Muldratha, which Carrie knows. Technically, it's a female-ish, but again, like, they're nature spirits that are composed of elements. Yeah, they're things. They are beings beyond your understanding. So, but yes.
Your understanding perfectly within mine.
So, you are now back. Kaz, do you want to roll to see what you know about a lot of the stuff here that you learned about, having arrived in Krug, and learned about the theoretical plight of this area?
Yes, information I was definitely here to listen to. We can just say Kaz was in the bag the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And you're responding at times.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yeah. So what is this roll going to be? Arcana? History?
You can give me both.
Oh, both.
Mm-hmm.
Spicy. Start with Arcana. And then move on to history.
Okay.
Wow. I'm a nerd.
Nerd powers activate.
Imagine having intelligence.
Yeah.
Wouldn't know it.
So, historically, you will know about a lot more than arcanically. You know, you are an artificer. You play around with artifice. you know the basics of like what was discussed here. Krug was the capital of Yotia. The ruins that you're in is a capital of an ancient empire that existed during the Brothers' War.
Right, the Brothers' War. I remember this.
Yotia and its kingdom here fell to Mishra and his forces. The main thing that happened to them, where the city you are now in the ruins of, at the edge of the Yavimaya forest, was sacked by dragon engines. And the greatest of which was known as Traxos, Scourge of Krug. From what you've learned, Traxos has been sleeping in this area. What has woken up this engine of death, you do not know. I will give you enough that you know that dragon engines are similar to like golems or other constructs, but the fact is they tend to be a lot more savage and almost animalistic in intelligence. They are not created for smarts, but for strength. And Traxos was probably one of the greatest creations of Mishra. It is massive, probably the size of like a battleship. It does not fly, but is like a land dragon.
Like the desert dragon that pranked us.
Yes. Big, nasty, and probably you're unsure how much it would know about what's happened in the last, I don't know, thousands and thousands of years.
Oh, it's sentient.
Traxos was thought to be smarter than your average dragon engine. Because it was like the head of a force. It was almost like the, again, smarter is a apparable term because it's like comparing, like, if we're talking like an animal with an intelligence of 2 to an animal with intelligence of 3 or 4. It's probably not super smart, but it's smart enough to maybe make more decisions than the 2. The thing is, you also don't know if you'd be able to communicate with it or negotiate with it, but it's waking up. Now, the forest is theoretically ready in case it comes back this way. Only if it comes back this way. The druids are like, we don't like that it would wake up, it's in our territory, we'll do something about it because we respect the outside world. The elves of Yavimaya and a lot of the other forces, not so much on that. The elves would be very hard to convince. So the head of the druids, an elder who was known as Calm, spelled Cawlnm, leaves in the summer.
Callum.
Yeah, Calm leaves in the summer. He had a discussion with you and effectively suggested, because you're outsiders and not part of the forest, you might be able to influence Multani. Multani has rules of the way of the forest, and it's sort of like they're under his care, so it's hard for them to like kind of like speak up to him and like try to like convince him of something because they're already under him. But you as outside,
Piss them off.
yes, because if they piss him off, they might lose their place, kind of thing, you know. But you as outsiders have forced Multani and convinced Multani to do stuff before. Multani and Yavimaya helped win the war against Phyrexia. That's the reason why Muldratha exists, is that Multani transported a section of Yavimaya through his abilities to Urborg. And it's slowly become integrated in it and created its own elemental to serve it. Because, as I said, Yavimaya is incredibly powerful energy. Hence why Multani has a daughter? Spiritually daughter. I mean, you know, it's like, it's in the quite literal sense that they are born from, like, the same energies, yes. And I guess because the forests have been separated long enough, they are becoming separate beings kind of thing. You know. As the...
And it's friends with Carrie.
Yeah. It's more that Muldratha just is a creature that's probably much more savage than Multani, and probably saw a young, strange, savage Carrie as maybe a little adorable or a pet or something.
Yeah. I'll take it.
Okay. I'd like to call dibs on Traxos.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do this?
Probably not, but you can try.
I will. I think it'd be neat.
Mm-hmm.
Dibs
And
isn't
awesome.
that you want to keep it?
You know, dibs. I just think that, like, I'm probably... Look, the Predator's going to be in ruins, so I'm going to need, like, a strong, firm base. And a cool big dragon engine, good base for a boat.
That's if we don't have to destroy it to stop.
If we have to destroy it, then I don't have to convince it to become a boat.
So currently the idea is to get Multani's assistance to at least try to detain it or something. And if you can get Multani on your side, you could then perhaps negotiate with both the elves and the intelligent apes of this land. Because the intelligent apes, they don't worship Multani because they have their own. They have like their ancestral worship is probably best to describe what they have, but they revere Multani as a spirit protector kind of thing, you know. Because their kind might have gone extinct if it wasn't for Yavimaya during the Ice Age. Especially with pressures from a lot of the other species out there, you know, for intelligent ones.
Okay. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I'm gonna leave the conversing to our more diplomatic and charismatic party members.
Mm-hmm.
I will be analyzing, dismantling, and befriending the robot dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Mecha Godzilla, as I will be.
It's Mecha Godzilla. No,
I'm going to be befriending Mecha Godzilla.
You are not wrong if you call it Mecha Godzilla. It effectively is Mecha Godzilla.
Technically, that's an entirely different magic card, but I will be befriending Mecha Godzilla.
More akin to Kong vs. Godzilla Mecha Godzilla instead of traditional Mecha Godzilla. There you go.
I'm still doing it.
There's some nerdy references for you. Boom. Hey. Early in the morning, the lot of you are disturbed awake. Those of you that are asleep. Those of you that are not asleep and are just hanging around are disturbed anyway, as squirrels come pouring into your tent.
Generally disturbed, so that's fine.
Wake up!
I'm awake already.
Alright. Been awake for a bit now.
Okay.
As I change into female form,
Why?
I don't want them after my nuts.
I shouldn't have asked.
No, he was saying... Crazy Squirrel Man said last time he has taught them to attack people's nuts.
You forget it. You already also mentioned he doesn't recognize the difference between males and females right at this point in time because he hasn't seen one in like 30 years.
Yes, but I'm erring on the side of caution.
He's a man who's lived alone with squirrels for decades. He's crazy and weird.
Yes, hence why I'm erring on the side of caution.
Right. He'll kind of like raise an eyebrow and be like, "So you're a druid too? Why don't you say so? Change it to a bear."
Can't do bear.
People druid? That's a new thing. You kids invent the weirdest shit.
Yes, we do.
I mean, I could do a tree.
You can do a fish.
Well, I could do a mer person.
Anyway, get your stuff ready. We're leaving now.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
Come, Squiggles. Come, Tobias. Marcus, where the hell are you?
Aren't you Squiggles?
I think that is a distinction without the difference. Also, more than one person can be named Squiggles.
He also forgot his name the first time we met him.
True.
Ah, there you two are. Fornicating again, have you been? I can't leave you two alone for a minute. He's talking to the bear and lion.
I don't want to know. Like,
I do, but I'm not going to ask.
Oh boy.
it is
Well,
too
this will
early to
be-
wonder for this
This
stuff.
will be a fun trip.
Let's continue forth, I suppose.
Excellent.
I'm ready.
Well then, follow me. So, how long you planning on visiting for?
Well, I kind of come here regularly.
Do you now?
I get them supplies.
Since when has anybody needed supplies? Since my brother took over, everything's just been willy-nilly and so going downhill. Our grandfather always knew what was right.
This is right.
I thought that was left. Oh wait, I forgot. I can't remember directions.
How are you alive?
Through sheer spite. I thought we went
I'll
through
give the
this.
rest of
I'm
us.
alive through sheer spite and the universe saying fuck no.
Okay.
None of the other realms want you.
There's also that. I'm not wanted really anywhere.
Ah, you're wanted on the Hellkite and you know it.
Let me be edgy.
No. Let's move into the forest where I'm going to try my best to not start any fires.
That'd probably be good. The forest would come alive and eat your face.
I don't want that.
Yes.
I like my face.
But then you could replace your face with metal.
That's if the elves don't come and flay your skin off of your bones and then use your body to fertilize their fungus.
They can't use the entire body. Some of it is metal.
Ooh.
Fungus.
I haven't seen metal in decades. Can I see your parts?
As just points to his one mechanical eye.
Wait, let me see. Do I have any pots?
He's just gonna reach a finger out and get closer and closer if he's gonna poke it. Are you gonna stop him?
Pull out a set of manacles.
No, I'm not gonna stop him. You can poke the metal eye. It's metal. It's not gonna hurt.
Yeah.
I'm literally covered in metal.
He didn't notice.
That's rude.
He didn't notice.
I have bright gold piercings, and he's like, cool. Lichen. Can lichen be gold? Ow!
No.
He'll be riding the bear, of course, and kind of like crawling around. As you can also notice that there's like lots of squirrels in the trees kind of following you. Boys, now's not the time. You're very loud. You're distracting me from my thoughts. Go fornicate somewhere else. It's always fornication for all these little animals. Fornicate this, fornicate that. I'll have you know I haven't fornicated over half a century, and I'm fine for it.
Sorry to hear that.
Good for you, I guess.
Congrats.
Whatever works for you, I guess.
I, for one, would die.
For me, it's
Do you have some kind of disease that requires fornication? I'm sorry.
Disease
No.
of the mind, yeah.
She's just like that. I, on the other hand, haven't had the chance.
Whose fault is that?
Yours.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure Marcus would be interested if you're into that kind of thing.
No.
I know a few that are. Oh, I did. I don't know if they're still alive anymore.
That's fine for them.
I was
I'm
never that
not-
kind.
Okay. Let's just continue on the path with all these squirrels.
Let me tell you that reaching the heart will not be easy. It's a dangerous path. But if you're with me, you should be relatively safe. Just don't stray too far and stay close. Wilds recognize me. Though I have not seen anyone in decades, I have felt them. You sense that when others are near. The elves and the apes, they've always left me alone. They recognize me as what I am. A sage of the woods. One to be respected, but left to their own devices. I've pondered the world and the understandings of what it means to be Yavimaya and one with it. What it means to be part of nature. To understand the trees, the leaves, the plants. It's all fascinating. The miracles that are around us at all times. Have you found any insights in your lives? I'm curious as travelers, as you have an opinions of the outside world. I don't get many chances to speak with those that are not of my kin. And, I would not have done so if it wasn't for the favor to my brother to take you where we are going. But I will make the most of it. I really care not truly of the outside world. But perhaps learning a little bit of it would be interesting. Hi, Damien. Yes, you're here. Thank you for your announcement.
I think Damien's now a squirrel.
Damien's just a squirrel now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, that's a giant squirrel.
Mare? You just sit back here and grab you. Hi, Mare. You want?
Stream squirrel.
Stream squirrel. Meow meow. My little stream squirrel. She's adorable, and fuzzy, and warm. And complaining. Grumble, grumble back in her day. Grumble, grumble, meow. Anyway, does anybody gonna respond to his question about insights for the world, or understanding?
Well, I have a decent understanding of the sea. Traveled it a lot. It's kind of part of my form now.
I was never much for water.
Welcome, new citizen of the Empire.
It's very calming, except it can swallow you whole and kill you instantly.
That I can agree with. I found the world is much older than we might realize. And civilization is not quite so new.
Civilization? Bah! From what I know, it's just a preconceived notion that exists within the minds of those that wish to find comfort outside of nature, that are too afraid of the savagery that exists all around them. But if you learn to live with the savagery, you may not fear it. We could all live with nature. Just that the ocean's too big, too vast, too wet. Not enough green.
Well, there's some
There's-
green, it's
yeah,
just
kelp.
under.
Seaweed.
The great mangroves that Multani has grown are quite impressive. I did travel to see them.
They are, I imagine they are quite beautiful.
It's interesting to see how this forest grows and changes. I feel it may one day engulf all of Terracer. Maybe all of the world will be Yavimaya. Would that make the world a better place? I do not know. But I have seen from the bastions of what remains of the land there choked ruins. Perhaps your cities could exist in some form. The elves build their small bits of civilization amongst the forests. Those elves of this forest tell stories of some brethren of theirs that they have met on occasion. Not for centuries, of course. And their own forms of civilization amongst the woods. Would all of you ready to adapt to that? To give up your madness? The very beast that stalks the shores of this land are a result of your civilization. Do you not deny that?
Not directly our civilization, but civilization, yes.
Yes. I was going to say, the trees might find it hard to purchase upon the shores of Shiv. It's a very flammable land.
You'd be surprised. Ironwood can grow most places.
Perhaps. Perhaps.
We have met elves from other places, though. Their cities in the trees were nice.
Again, tales from my youth. I did know a nice elven woman many years ago. I believe she was my last tryst that I had back in my youth. Oh, Those were the days where I thought I could find love, but it was not to be. I guess that's when I decided to go out into the woods and ply my craft. Why did I not return after that? I visited my brother a few times over the decades, but I haven't felt heartbroken in decades. It's better out here. Quieter most of the time. I can speak to myself. And most of the time the answers I get are not annoying. So far your answers are not annoying. Congratulations!
Good, great, happy to hear it.
It'll be a few days before we reach where we're going. We must travel deep into the heart. The paths I know will be quick. Ancient trails that exist. And he will lead on. The day will pass. It'll be a long hike through twisted trees where you've got your mixture of the massive trees of it with the kind of like jungle-ish areas down below. And he indeed is finding you like what appear to be like probably game trails that he's following. His bear followed by his lion, followed with him riding the bear, followed by your lot. There are strange noises, creatures that you can see occasionally off in the distance, which are probably fantastical from what you've seen. You know, as I think it was apropos when we described Yavimaya as like a little bit of Skull Island. You know,
Yeah.
like Llanowar was an impressive forest, but Llanowar feels a lot more like an ancient forest somewhere you could find in our world. You know, it's still a little impressive. Yavimaya dwarfs that. It's a younger forest, but there's just something about this place because maybe Llanowar has that bastion of like actual civilization all around it that is constantly being affected by that. Yavimaya has been on its own for a lot of time, and just maybe a much more powerful nature spirit too. Hard to say exactly what's caused this forest to change and be what it is. So different. But it vastly is. At one point, massive kitten-sized gnats start buzzing around. And he gets out he grabs some plants. He kind of squishes it up. He puts it in a little thing he pulls out, and uses a bit of magic to light it on fire to put out an incense to scare these gnats around. Granted, they weren't doing anything because they're gnats, but they're the size of kittens.
They're just annoying.
Yes, they're very large gnats that are very annoying.
Horrible. Imagine that just smacking into you.
That's what it kind of was doing. Oh god, what the hell? Oh my god.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I thought you'd have that for breakfast.
I said I wouldn't want that.
Mhm.
Kaz would eat them, but I wouldn't want that.
Yeah.
I have higher culinary standards.
I would hope you wouldn't eat gnats.
So, as the day begins to wane, and you can tell that night is beginning to fall, he actually pauses for a second. He's like, we need to find a place to rest. Normally I'd just sleep in some bushes. That'd be fine. But with you, I guess we have to find a place to keep you, safe from many of the dangers. If I'm not awake, they might devour you. I know. I'll get my friend to help out. He lives around here. Follow me. We're going a little off trail.
Do you think his friend is a squirrel?
Or at least some kind of animal.
It's probably a school.
It's probably a squirrel.
I hope it's the party squirrel.
I also hope it's the party squirrel. I don't think it's going to be the party squirrel.
He's gonna lead you for about 10 minutes, kind of off to the side. Actually, let's say more like a half an hour, kind of off to the side. So it's beginning to get darker and darker. And you'll get to an area that looks to be a large kind of mound of dirt. I mean, it's a huge mound of dirt. It's been disturbed by something. Maybe something was digging around in here. He's like, he'll kind of like let out this weird screech squeal for a little bit, and he'll be like, just wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, he's coming. Can you feel that? I call him Squiggles.
Oh God. Can we feel it?
Give me perception.
Okay.
When we feel the love
Can you feel it now, Mr. Krabs?
Nice.
Night. Where's my perception?
I feel it.
Oh, certainly.
I don't.
Now feeling it now, Mr.
I
Krabs.
feel it in my non-existent bones.
Yeah. There's a shaking going on. Like, the ground is shaking just slightly, and it's getting more, and more, and more. And then all of a sudden in front of you, the ground will burst open as a massive, like, worm creature's head will stick out. Squiggles! How's it going? It's just gonna kind of, like, open its weird maw and kind of, like, spittle out, like, some, like, green saliva as it makes, like, growling, snarling noises. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Down! Down! Alright, now we can get inside.
Inside what?
Inside the worm?
His nasal passages should be fine. I've slept inside his nasal patches a couple of times. Only the bats live there.
Katie,
Right.
Katie, I need you to do me a favor.
Eh?
I'm going to stay in the bag. Just hold on to the bag.
Can I join you?
Do you have to breathe?
No.
Can you... Hang on. I need to check the weight limits on the bag. They went down significantly since I removed Alatar. Calculator.
Mm-hmm.
Can you weigh less than 300 pounds?
I weigh less than 300 pounds.
Okay, then yes, you can stay in the bag.
Thank you. I climb in your bag.
You should know I'm going to be working on things through most of the night, so I
I-
apologize if I keep you up.
I don't really sleep, so that's fine. I just have
Okay.
this
You
report.
other two of you will be led into the worm's mouth and climbing up what appears to be like... It's like a natural, almost climbing area. It just seems to be like just like natural ridges in the side of the creature's like throat, mouth, that just like seem to form like an area that can be climbed up pretty effectively. The massive, like, 50-foot wide mouthed creature.
Gross.
This is weird.
Not the worst place I've stayed in, but that's not saying much.
Yeah, no, I've definitely been in worse, but this isn't exactly pleasant.
I like how you're both like, yeah, we've slept in worse than the giant worm monster's nostrils.
Hey, I've been in prisons before. Sometimes those are worse.
True.
You'll be led up into, like, a hole in the top of the mouth. Where the druid will, like, help the bear and the lion climb inside. And then he'll, like, kind of move over into what looks to be, like, an area of, like, you're guessing some form of dried mucus that, like, he'll, like, pull out, like, a stick. Like, he'll take a staff, and he'll kind of clear away, like, an opening in it, kind of, like, almost making, like, a bed chamber. As the bear and the lion will, like, curl up in there with him. He's like, feel free to do the same!
Right.
Does it? Okay.
Don't worry, this old girl will hold her breath all night. Or is it a guy? I don't know if they have guys or girls. I've never asked.
You know, I'm not that concerned with the gender of the worm that we're currently staying in the nasal passages of.
Oh yeah, Squiggle here is a small worm.
You know, seeing the things around here, I'm not surprised. I'm just terrified.
Right, I'm gonna go find a place to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now locate somewhere to sleep in the nose of a worm.
Yeah. There's some nice, like...
You're it all.
it's, there's some room. You could do what he did and, like, clear out dried snot for, like, a nest in there.
I mean, yeah, I'll also probably use a bedroll as well to stay a little more clean.
Yes. How about you, Carrie? Just gonna bedroll it and hope for the best?
There's not much that I have that can protect me from worm nasal passages. At least I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
So probably. Yeah, probably just gonna, you know,
Mm-hmm.
lay out a bedroll and hope for the best.
That sounds great. And you'll enjoy your first night in adventures in Yavimaya with Thunder in the nasal passages of a Yavimaya worm.
I don't know if this is enjoyable.
Yeah, no, I don't know if I would describe this as enjoyment.
Speak for yourselves. I'm in
having
the
a
fucking
party with-
bag. Yeah,
I'm
we're
having
chilling
a
in the
party with
bag.
Cass in his bag.
Yeah, literally.
Nah, man, we're-
we don't need to
Yeah,
breathe.
well, for us
High
to need to breathe,
Us-
we have to stay in
us-
the nasal
we're-
passages of a worm?
No, us two, we're fine.
That's what you get for having to breathe.
You know, I didn't ask to have to breathe.
Get good, man. Get mechanical lungs like me.
I don't know if that would work.
It wouldn't not work.
I mean,
It wouldn't not work.
You know what? Fair.
Mm-hmm. But, why don't we take our first break here? This is a really good spot for it. While they're all sleeping in the
Nasal passage of a
Yeah.
the nasal
worm.
passages of a worm?
Yes.
It's a good time to take a break.
Yeah.
Hanging out in the nasal passage.
I mean, you are in-game taking a break in the nasal passages of a worm. So it functionally works. Anyway, if you need a snack, drink, or bathroom break, go ahead and get them, and we'll be back in a little bit. Button here, and hit this button here as we return.
Woo!
So,
Hi.
I mean...
Once again, real quick, fuck Nazis. I'm gonna do that every break this time.
you know, if that's what we've come to this
Fair.
this episode is the fuck Nazis episode. Sure.
No.
I prefer not to do that.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks for that wonderful, wonderful, terrible joke. Regardless, though,
It's what I do.
It's accurate.
you enjoy a wonderful night inside the nostril of a giant worm monster.
I don't.
I mean, two of you don't. That is accurate.
I enjoyed the wonderful night of hanging out with Kaz.
You do.
I make a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I use my new skill that I acquired at level 11. Boom, ping. It lets me store something in something I can use as an arcane focus, and as an artificer, I can use tools as arcane focuses. Foci. So Kaz will give Claude. This is a wand of healing. I have imbued it with healing magic, so that if we are separated, generally when we split, it's me and Carrie, and you and previously Maxwell, but likely Cole now, because that's just kind of how we work. I'm the only one who can handle Carrie's impulsiveness. But if one of you gets hurt and I'm not around, you need some way to heal yourself, so here is this wand. It's a screwdriver. Mechanically, it has Cure Wounds stored in it at the 2nd level, and you can cast it 8 times.
Neat.
Nice.
I make note.
Okay. All right. So, then we kind of switch over to the evening passing. And of course, the two of you inside the nostril. I mean, it passes. There's some weird noises and, yes. But the night passes. Let's put it that way.
That's a good way to put it.
Mm-hmm. You get some sleep. Some rest. Not the best, not the worst. But you're alive, and it certainly was a thing that happened. So, in the morning, emerging from his cocoon of dried snot will be Thunder. Like, what a wonderful night's sleep. It's been, I don't know, years since I stayed in a place like this. So warm and snug. You can feel the body heat just wrapping around you.
Right. Well, it certainly was warm.
Are all of you ready?
To get out of the worm, yes.
It's not so easy getting out as it gets getting in. We're going to go for a little bit of a ride. Don't worry. I told our esteemed host where to drop us off.
Going to stay in the bag.
Uh-huh.
Right. Okay.
No one's taken me out of, told us we're doing anything, so yeah, I'm hanging in the bag still.
Probably you don't really have a good passage of time in the bag. You know, it is a just bag that you were within.
I've hung a clock up on the wall.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This implies that I have a clock and that there's a wall in the bag, and it's not just floating empty space, which is more accurate.
Yes. All right. You'll enjoy some bag time. That's for sure. The rest of you, you'll just kind of be there for a moment, not realizing what he means when he goes, "Hang on tight!" Just for a moment. As all of a sudden, everything seems to shift its orientation. As if now it feels like no longer are you like side to side, you're aiming down. Don't worry about this. This happens every time you pop out.
Every time.
Well, no. No, not every time.
No, fair enough.
Okay, on the count of 3, let go. It's for the best that way. You don't want to get stuck in one of the folds. 1, 2, 3. Are you letting go?
I let go.
Yeah.
Okay. You are just snot-looking out of a nostril and into like a small lake.
Oh my god.
I will need athletics checks for you will be swimming.
Athletics, alright.
Yes.
Swimming?
Oh no! Carrion swimming!
Carrion has a swimming speed right now.
Weird...
Oh yeah, I have the cloak of the manta ray.
Alright. Athletics, pap.
Okay. You're okay. It's certainly, like, disconcerting, but you're alright.
Why is it always when I'm swimming?
I mean, you have, like, advantage.
I know, I have a swim speed. I just wanted to see, but like...
Yeah, you were fine.
I rolled a 2 to swim.
You're in small, like, reed-choked lake somewhere in the forest that you'll kind of, like,
Arian is
emerge
not
from.
meant to swim.
As you'll see, like, the worm, like, kind of, like, turn away and then just disappear into the tall trees. This is probably the most sun you've had in a couple of days. Well, you had some sun in Krug, but still, not a lot, because it was still very overcast with, like, branches, leaves. This is probably the most open sky you've seen in a while. Like a hole in the jungle, where there's a nice lake here. Oh, that's refreshing! Let me just relax here for a moment.
At least we landed in water.
I would have had you land in
Kaz,
water.
give me this cloak, otherwise I'd be drowning right now.
Oh, you wouldn't drown. It's not that deep.
You can
Well,
drown it in
so
inches.
I can't drown in a puddle.
You can
I've
drown
done
in
that.
3 inches of water.
Now, eaten by the crocodiles, that's a different thing entirely.
Oh, can I wrestle one?
If you wish, I will not stop you.
No, you can't.
You're
This is
not
kind of-
there. You're in a
I
fucking
kind of want
bag.
to see
No,
it,
this is
honestly.
fish.
Stop me.
This is fish here. No, you can't.
I kind of want to see
I'm
it,
a
honestly.
demon.
It's a fucking crocodile.
I want to wrestle a crocodile. Oh, quick question here. How big are the crocodiles?
Point over to on the shore, a small boat-sized crocodile sitting there.
Try it.
Okay.
I could try it.
When you say small boat, do you mean small rowboat or small sailing vessel?
Yes, like a canoe or a
To tip of tail,
ocean ship.
probably about 30 feet long from snout
Okay.
to tip of tail.
That's
I could try it. I could try.
not
Kaz
an
is
actually like
not me.
a terrible idea, but I kind of want to see it.
Exactly.
Hi, this is a saltwater crocodile known for decimating the Japanese army at one point during World War II. Don't do this.
I fish. I'm a demon. With poor impulse control, and you're in a bag. You can't stop me.
God damn it!
Did
if
the
only it
bag
wasn't
get
a
spit
fucking
out?
bag. Gary was holding the bag.
Better.
Mm-hmm.
I am holding the bag. I kept a hold of the bag.
Now here's a question that might be important. Bag. How? I guess it was closed up, right?
Yes.
So you're
Kaz
not. You're
is
not.
a shipwright.
You're
Kaz
not-
would have made the bag watertight.
Okay. Then you're not aqua logged.
I can breathe underwater.
So can I. I mean, I could just turn into mermaid.
Do you even need to breathe?
No, but I could also just turn into mermaid.
Now that is a saltwater animal, and I think this is freshwater.
I still don't need to breathe, but then I could swim if I needed to.
Merfolk tend to be saltwater, but I think they are.
But
I think
also don't
because of
need
the
to
nature
breathe.
of merfolk, they technically are. Whatever the term is that you can go in whichever.
Salmon.
Bull sharks.
Yeah,
All,
they
all
can breathe in
merfolk
both.
are
But
just salmon.
I also don't need to breathe, so it would be a moot point. It would just be so I could swim.
Regardless. So what's your plan now? Your
well-
guide is currently just lying back and floating in the water. And let me remind you, your guide has no pants on.
I mean, it's fair.
I don't care.
He's also
Also-
covered in like plant matter and stuff, which probably some of it's been washed off at this
Yeah.
point in time. He's cleaner than he's probably been in
Ever.
not ever.
Good for him, right? Cole is gonna enjoy the water for a little bit.
I'm gonna get out of it because even with the cloak, I feel like I'm gonna drown.
Okay.
When you get out of the water, Kaz will climb out of the bag and offer a hand down to Claude to get out of the bag.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it was nice in here.
We just float aimlessly through space. It's very relaxing.
Exactly.
Incredibly disconcerting if you're not used to it, but relaxing.
I could just spread out. Literally.
Thank you for not doing that. I don't know what your total mass is when you just spread out as goop. And if it exceeds a certain amount, the bag could rupture, and that's bad.
He is magical, meaning he doesn't go by the normal conservation of mass laws, so...
Yeah, it's true.
He
Yeah,
changes mass
so,
often and rapidly.
like, this version of him does not exceed the weight limit. Goop version might. Giant version would.
Oh, yes. Or Treant.
Treant version would. Merfolk version might. Fish
I mean,
dense.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, they're not. It's not like it's a larger creature, though, either.
Listed version would not.
Nope.
Yeah.
Little bug man.
Little bug man.
Everyone loves a little bug man.
Little bug man.
Why was that to Under the Sea?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Under the bug.
To be
Under
fair,
the
first
bug.
time you were Little Bug Man, we were under the sea at Talaria, under the sea.
Well, yes. But for some reason, we were under the bug at that point.
Under the bug.
You'll cut the rug when you're under the bug.
Take it from me.
I will not.
Okay. Alright. Eventually, I'm assuming people will get out of the water.
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Just never in it.
Like, there's, like, you definitely can see there's, like, a lazy, like, look from one of the crocodiles. There's kind of, like, you know, like, crocodile.
Kaz, I want to fight one.
No.
Kaz, I really want to fight one.
I understand, and as much as I would love to see it, we have more important things to do right now.
You could throw a rock at it, and we could sing Crocodile Rock.
Hey, don't antagonize the big... well, no, on the other hand, it would be entertaining.
Exactly. I think I could wrestle it.
I don't... Oh, here's the danger of it. If it bites you and drags you into the water before you have time to pull up your hood, it will drown you.
At least I'll die doing what I love.
Drowning?
No.
I love
Following in my own
drowning.
mistakes.
No, because then I'll have to go in there and rescue you, and I don't want my coat to get wet.
Oh, boo-hoo, I spent the night in a fucking nasal cavity.
That was your choice.
No,
Um,
it wasn't.
Honestly, it wasn't as bad as it
Back.
seemed.
We spent the night in the nasal cavity. We just cuddled up in a bag.
You were not cuddled up. I want to make that clear.
I cuddled with myself, thank you.
You did. I worked most of the night. Thunder,
Oh, yes.
where to now?
Oh, yes. Well, we're in fact a lot closer than we were before. I had squiggles bring us closer. All over the night we were moving. You couldn't feel it, just the gentle rocking of a nasal cavity.
Okay.
Well,
Imagine that.
Oh, Rocky.
still better than the whale carcass I slept in.
Why did you sleep in the whale carcass?
Sometimes you have to do what you have to do.
No, I know. I am a shipwright. I've been on many ships. Why did you sleep in the whale carcass?
It's a long story.
Okay,
Involves a lot of... Eventually you'll get to hear it.
Yes, I expect to hear why you were in the whale carcass at some point. That sounds exciting.
Yep.
Alright. You will continue your journey then. Kind of renewed, refreshed, having an evening. inside a giant nasal cavity of a giant worm beast.
Yeah, it's the best place to sleep.
How many stars would you give?
Well, that's a good question.
Like,
4.20.
I don't know, probably like, I mean, I didn't get woken up from the moving, so probably like a 3.
4.20.
Another few days of traveling will occur with Thunder, as he takes you deeper into the heart of Yavimaya. On your next night, he has you sleep inside of a part of a giant puffball he hollows out for you.
That sounds nicer.
Yeah.
Does seem much nicer.
It's a little
the catch?
sneezy, but only a little sneezy. You know. He'll comment, fortunately it's not the mature ones. You can't sleep in one of those. It's too spory. You have to go for one of these. Much less spory.
Take your word for it.
Take your word for it.
Yes. I was about to consider if I might catch some sort of respiratory illness, then I remembered that I have fully replaced my lungs and I can't catch respiratory illnesses. So I'm fine with this.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
The rest of us, well, I don't think Claude has to worry about it.
No, I don't have to breathe.
Yeah. So me and the human just have to worry about it.
I think you might literally just burn away any particles that enter your lung with infernal heat.
That's true. Sorry. You're the only one who has to deal with the cold.
Yes, sorry, Cole.
It's not that bad. You just have to be careful. You have to choose the right puffball. If you have the wrong one, they'll grow inside you.
That's horrifying.
You have to be extra careful of the ones that grow on your skin.
It's annoying to have things inside you.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Day 3 tends to be the least strange. He'll actually take you up into what looks to be a nesting area of some kind of large possum. Where he'll negotiate with you all staying inside of its little like hollow inside of a tree. And by possum I mean it'd be like a dire possum, so like a bear-sized possum.
I'm so glad you specified the hollow in the tree.
Yeah.
Because a possum is a marsupial. I was worried we were going to be in its pouch.
I was thinking the same thing at first.
Thank you for not putting me in its pouch.
I mean, he could probably suggest if anybody wants to be extra snug. I could convince it.
I'm good.
No, thank you.
All right.
Pet the big. Can I pet it? Can I pet it?
It'll probably make an animal handling check.
No.
It'll begrudgingly be like at you. In some kind of like horrible, like monstrous hissing noise. But it won't like be really aggressive with you. It'll just be like, kind of like a hey now. Back off.
I've decided I'm not going to stop this.
Just sad.
Oh, don't be such a party pooper.
I'm not going to stop you from petting it. You can pet it.
No, I was not talking to you. I was talking to that.
I was talking to Katie.
You should be fine. He doesn't bite much.
And what's losing one arm?
I can fix that.
I was gonna say Kaz can make me a cool robot arm, and also, I also don't usually bite unless they consent. I'm gonna pet the bat.
Okay.
Does it let me pet it?
It'll begrudgingly allow you to pet it.
Yay!
It smells not good. It is a giant badger monster. It smells not good.
That's true.
This trip has proved to be breathing is overrated.
Today's lesson: breathing is overrated.
Technically, Kaz does still breathe. You just do it anywhere.
I don't have to, which means I don't have to smell it.
Kaz still smells.
See, you need to fix that, Kaz.
No.
He needs a robot nose now. With maximum smell filters.
Cyberpunk?
Sure. I wasn't thinking Cyberpunk, but we can go Cyberpunk with that. With Robo Nose. As you move into the fourth day, you'll continue traveling for about half the day, and once half the day is done, it's getting to around noon when Thunder will in fact stop. He'll be like, wait, something's not right.
You see something.
It's different. Not see. Feel. Can you feel that?
Do I feel anything?
Not really. I mean, you could roll a insight check with disadvantage, or I'll give you like someone a nature check with disadvantage. You can't tell the things he can tell. That's for sure.
An insight with disadvantage.
Sure.
Yeah, why not?
Kaz, what's your nature?
Okay.
18.
That's actually pretty good.
+4.
My rolls this week are better.
You're better than me. Can I give Kaz help so that it's
No.
normal? Damn it.
This is
I'm
on
just
your
gonna do
own
it
for this. Yes, these are on your own.
Okay, I'm bad.
Yeah.
Poggers.
Claude Cass. For Claude, you'll notice something very odd kind of going on. It's like, it's an overall feeling of everything that's going on. Like the atmosphere of the very forest around you has somewhat shifted. I think it's the best way to say it. For you, Kaz, you will begin to notice that things are, like, quieter than normal. A lot of the noises and sounds of the forest are just disappearing. It's very subtle, because you can still hear stuff, but, like, less birds are chirping, less little noises are being made, insects, all that stuff. It's just getting quieter.
This is weird.
Right.
What's weird? What?
It's very quiet.
Doesn't feel right there.
I don't think it's supposed to be this quiet.
Should I shout?
No. Hey. No.
You said it was quiet if I made it louder.
Okay. The things that are supposed to be making noise are not making noise. Adding in another weird noise is not the solution we need. We need the normal noises back.
Shouting is a normal noise.
I won't deny that. But it's not what we need right now.
Something is not right.
Yes. What?
He's gonna kind of like cross his legs on top of the bear and kind of like sit for a second, like thinking almost for a while. Something has come to the forest that is causing it much distress. Something is stirring some danger. It is not the beast that you worry about. Something else. This close to the heart of the forest can also mean very dangerous things. Perhaps an unwelcome visitor has visited Multani and caused him some anger. We can only hope it's that.
I hope it's not that at the same time, because we don't want him angry.
Well, that's your problem. Not mine. Multani has his mood swings. You forget, he is a living being. Even if he is an incarnation of the very forest himself. A will of the forest, if you will. He still has a mind of his own. Mood swings, emotions. He doesn't feel them the same way as we do, because he is a creature very different than our own. But if you understand the forest and nature, you begin to understand what he feels and thinks. You forget this entire forest is part of his body in a way. Maybe he has a physical form, but he's touching every tree, every blade of grass, every beast. Even we as we are here, he feels us. I'm quite sure he's quite aware of us as visitors, but on the average basis, our presence is not important. Not enough to take true notice. I may have never... I may have never conversed with him personally, but on a spiritual level, I have communicated with him many times. As I communicate with the forest, I begin to understand Multani and his ways. The forest is everything of Yavimaya. It is the way of us all. Now, it's unfortunate that there have been times where Yavimaya has been threatened by the outside world. And Multani has had to step in, or become involved, or to understand the world. And I think he does very much so. But you can ask him about that when you arrive, why he understands your world. Regardless, though, we should move with caution. If the force is not one of necessary direct danger to Multani, or anger inciting, it could be a danger to us. Something that has arrived that is unnatural. You, young creature, kind of turning to Carrie, you border on the unnatural. If it wasn't for a little spark of something different in you, I'm sure the forest would have rejected you.
That's fair. I've been rejected quite a few times.
Perhaps it's the little spark of, well, a marrow sorcerer within you that also keeps it at bay. You are certainly connected to Urborg. Strangely enough.
Yeah, you could say that. You could say I'm connected to Urborg.
I can know this because you're connected to Yavimaya and have never been here. And that only other bits of Yavimaya are there. Did you grow up on the edge of the forest? Or near enough to it?
I think I did, right? I did.
Yes.
Yeah.
See? So you are, in fact, in a way, a child of Yavimaya. Interesting. Nonetheless, perhaps that's why you were accepted so well. A seed. A spark of something. Regardless, though, we should be on guard. Danger may be about. I do not wish for danger to interfere with my own travels. But what can we do? I know. Give me a little bit. He will start ritually casting something.
Alright.
Counterspell? No, I don't.
Wow.
I don't think you should try.
He'll sit
I don't
there,
actually have
he'll kind of lay his staff down, balanced on top of the bear, as the bear will stand there very, still, as he'll kind of continue in his, cross-legged position, and start, giving this kind of, low hum, kind of like, with, almost kind of like a guttural, throatal kind of rumble he'll kind of do. And like you can see like there's like a magical energy almost kind of like coming off of him as he's kind of like doing this ritual. After about 10 minutes, he'll hold out a hand, as you can actually see like the plants and vegetation in front of you almost kind of, rather than taking the natural path, which you've been doing now, they'll kind of part and create almost like a tunnel through the woods. We must go quickly along our path. But be warned, if the danger befalls us, the protections I have given will not hide us. We may break from this passageway and find ourselves in the midst of danger. To the outside world, we will be disconnected in a way. We are passing through the trees and the woods. Yavimaya has given us permission to walk between its vines and twigs and branches. So come with me. He'll get on his bear, he'll continue on the bear and just like sort of move forward. He's not changing his position on the bear either. Like, it's like the staff and him are perfectly balanced as the bear starts moving forward.
Perfectly balanced as all things should be.
Exactly.
Shut up. Shut up. Why? Why would you make that?
I will follow the bear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll follow the bear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The lion, in fact, will, rather than... up till now, the lion has been right behind him. The lion is actually going to wait for all of you to go and fill up the rear then. So kind of like blocking, like protecting you all from behind at this point in time. Almost switched its positioning.
Okay then.
Why don't we take our second break here? It's probably a good point to do it when you're entering into the forest tunnel. And before the next things kind of happen. Probably a little early, but that's fine. So if you need snack, drink, bathroom break, go ahead and take it, and we're going to take our second and last break here. And we'll be back for the last part of today's episode. So, see you in a minute. Oop.
Too many buttons.
Oop. Yeah, I know, it's 3 buttons! Oh my god, we're doomed! I had to hit 3 buttons to have us come back, and so welcome back to the 3
Fuck
buttons.
Nazis.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck Nazis.
I agree.
I still don't want to do that.
Thank you, Joe!
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm. So, you're currently in like a mystical tunnel thingy summoned by a druid in order to pass through the forest. Presumably safer than you were?
You don't say.
It's unusual as you're moving along this kind of like tunnel. You can see how like the plant life almost kind of like just moves out of your way as he's walking forward, and kind of like behind the lion you actually kind of see like it looks like it kind of moves back into place. So kind of like you're almost like in this like kind of like area that unfolds in front of you, creating a tunnel, and like kind of comes back together just to be forest behind you. It's a very unusual kind of look that you're seeing. It's very strange. Also, like, you can see kind of like weird flashes of the area outside of the tunnel if you look to the sides of it, as if you're looking through like a the surface of a pond or like a distorted mirror or something. You know, seeing these weird distortions as to the world outside. Most of them kind of tend to be like these weird flashes of things. You think of animals, insects, other trees and plants, just whatever you're passing through, and it doesn't have like a solid form necessarily that you're really picking up on. It's just this kind of weird energy, I'd say, that kind of just like moves around in that way. it ends up being this kind of like weirdly disturbing look. Nonetheless, you push forward. The area seems to change in material. It's almost as if the plant life that you've been seeing seems to kind of have like an alteration in its nature. Like you're... I best describe it as like moving from one biome to another, almost. Except it's still forest. That hasn't changed. But there's like this almost like thickness to the forest that seems to kind of like occur now. A strange kind of like twistedness to a lot of like the trees and stuff as they're kind of twisting out of your way. It's certainly changing, altering just a little bit. And for a little bit, you will just move forward through this territory, uninterrupted and not disturbed. But that doesn't last. Sorry. Oh, you're awake, Damien. Great. Thank you for interrupting me. I'll give you pets. She needed attention. It's important. There. What was I saying? Can all of you give me a perception check right now? It will be with disadvantage because, again, like this weird distortion. I just want to see what some folks can see.
Let's see if my luck continues. Oh, that shouldn't have been disadvantage. That should have been normal. So I got a 16 now.
I needed a second one from you then, Mads, because it should have been disadvantage and you did not roll with it.
It's so sad. I
Oh,
totally
was it
forgot to do
disadvantage?
something else.
It was
There we go.
Nice.
That sounds more like it.
Ow. Owie, ow.
Kaz.
Hi.
So, as you're going along, you begin to see some strange things in the distortions. It seems as though there's something really massive in the area. You can't tell what it is, but there's something big nearby. Like, much bigger than you've seen. Like, you thought the worm was big. Bigger than that.
There's something here in these woods. It's big. Bigger than squiggles.
Just gonna roll something here. Let's see if it rolls. No? It's popping up at all? Roll 20. I'll just type it in. We'll just do it this way. See if it works. No. That's weird. I think I might have to restart roll 20.
Nice.
Yay.
Uh-oh.
Fun.
So I'll have to fix that. We'll just get rid of the rolls for a second here. As I restarted, since it did not seem to be working right for me. Yay! I tried to roll stuff and it wouldn't. Yay!
I love when that happens.
And we'll just realign it so it's probably more correct. And we'll just switch it back to the correct one. Turn it back on. It should need a little bit of adjustment. It does. There we go. Okay, awesome. Now it should be working this time. Anyway. Hey. When I hit enter, it actually enters and doesn't send. I can't put anything into Roll20 chat. Great!
Really
You hit
weird.
send instead of enter.
I hit that. I used the dice roller. It's not working for me.
That's not good.
Do you want me to do it?
I was going to do it public chat, so just roll 2d20 for me.
Okay.
Okay.
Ominous.
Yeah.
Fine.
Thunder will kind of like look out for a little bit and then like look like he's kind of concentrating on like looking to see what might be there. It's like, no, it can't be.
What could it be?
It appears that something. We are wandering into the heart of danger.
Great. How bad is it?
Fairly bad as to... Can all of you just give me intelligence saves?
Ah,
Oh,
I
not good
am
at those.
Mm-hmm.
good at these.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay at them.
I'm really good at intelligence saves.
Eat
I'm
my whole shit.
I'm
So,
very smart.
Kaz and Carrie, you will be fine, as what's going to happen is all of a sudden it seems as though something effectively is stomping down on top of you, like where you are in this distortion, as like it looks as though you're being just crushed. Claude, you and Cole react with like actual abject, probably like terror and stuff, like the holy crap, we're being smushed kind of thing, you know, like both of you like Carrie, Kaz, the two of you realize, like, you're like, you react a little bit, you're like, oh, wait, we're kind of separated out here. You can tell, like, you're enough to be like, oh god, that's disturbing, you know, like, just something would have just literally stomped down and crushed all of you.
That was close.
Yeah, no, I prefer the ocean.
Well, there's plenty of big things in the ocean, to be fair.
Yeah, those don't step on you.
No, they swallow you.
I've done that before.
No, you haven't.
No, I have been swallowed before.
Oh, wait, that's right. You
swallowed
haven't
us
swallowed.
I have been swallowed before.
Can, I guess Kaz and Carrie give me perception checks. You will not have disadvantage. The other two can give me perception checks with disadvantage, as you are, like, you know, like, oh my god, in fear, you know.
Valid.
I mean,
Nice.
I'm doing pretty good tonight.
I'm not.
Even scared.
yeah. Claude, you do a pretty good job. So Claude, Kaz, the two of you, as you're kind of watching, like Claude, you managed to kind of like, you know, you're like kind of like falling down to the ground, but you're still like noticing enough. You're like watching out, you know, like it's part of you. Like you've trained yourself to be observant, you know. And Kaz, you're just noticing it too. It looks as though like thousands of what looks to be like vines or roots, kind of like almost kind of come down and like move around you. You notice that they seem to be kind of snaking in between the plant life here, as if they're finding like purchase into the ground, but trying to avoid actually like stepping on anything that's here.
What's going on?
I don't know if this is obvious from the everything about me, but I'm not at home in nature. I prefer machinations.
The two of you could give me a nature check, because you did succeed on your perceptions.
Let's see. My massive.
And there's my luck.
Oh, whoops. That should have been the 13 still, because I.
Yeah, neither of you realize what's going on, I will say. You're just like, what the hell just happened? All of the sudden, something else will occur. There will be like this, it's going to be kind of muffled. Everything will be muffled about this. But there is a massive crashing like the noise of something crashing, an impact of something crashing, down on top of where you all are. I'm not going to have you make saves again because you kind of realize that, but it is weirdly disturbing. You're inside something now. It's like its insides are parting for you.
Grody.
Don't like this.
Make a perception check to see what kind of thing it is.
It's
No,
John's.
oh, I'm sorry, not a
Normal
perception.
perception?
I needed nature again. I'm sorry. All of you can roll the nature.
Nature.
Yes.
Even better.
Okay.
Is
Nope.
it John Cena?
No. Carrie, Kaz, the two of you realize it's probably some kind of tree folk which just fell over, and you are inside of its body now in a way, in this kind of like zone of nature.
Cool.
Yeah.
Tubular.
But the thing is, a tree folk of this size, there's only one in this forest that can ever be summoned.
Uh-oh.
That's not a good sign.
No, that bitch we're here to see done died.
But he can't really die is the thing, too. But,
That bitch we come to see done been subdued.
you will eventually emerge from said thing. As then, like, you're actually going to notice, like, the passageway that you're in kind of, like, distorts a little bit.
Thunder, do you know where we are right now?
Still a ways away from the heart. Forgive me! I'm taking all of my energy to concentrate on maintaining this.
Okay, when we get to the heart, I'll explain what I think just happened. We'll get there.
The Magnagoth tree folk, which has now been knocked down. At least something of great strength would be able to even think of dropping one of those.
Yes, that.
It wasn't since the war with the invaders that some of them could even be defeated. Granted, they aren't really called out very often.
Okay. This feels dangerous and bad where we are right now.
Oh my. I need all of you to give me dexterity saves.
Dex.
I'm good at those. I am big.
Damn.
Good at
I am
those.
not fast.
My Pathfinder rolls are carrying over today.
That's valid.
Okay. It's probably not going to work. Let's see if I can get this roll. No. Hey, let's have Carrie. Carrie, roll me 5d6, please.
I want to. Oh, that's probably a good thing I did.
It's probably pretty good. As your tunnel explodes, and you are all flung out of it, very forcefully.
Guessing that's
Oh
the
boy.
damage that I
Yeah.
take.
Those of you who,
Fun.
Kaz and Carrie and Claude will take half damage. You'll both manage to kind of like break your fall on stuff. The other two of you will be just flung,
Damage
like
rounded up or down?
down.
5.
So yeah, 5.
Kaz is like flying through the air with his arms crossed, like I hate the forests. I've just decided.
There is a massive, what looks to be drag mark of something impacting, going through the area you were. You're like flung off into the trees to the side, and kind of like moving back, like maybe like a couple dozen feet, where there's like dirt and dust all around.
Was it? What kind of damage was it, by the way?
Just bludgeoning.
Just bludgeoning.
Yeah.
It's
you were
all
just
damage type matter for me.
yeah. It was just pure bludgeoning. You were just flung, out of this forcefully. As it seemed like the spell was disrupted by this impact.
I am too old for this.
You're going to hear in like a kind of booming voice, "Foul creatures! I merely wish to converse with your master. Stop denying me."
Are you talking to us?
Are we the foul creatures? Because I would like to be.
I mean, we are foul creatures. I don't know if we are these specific ones.
Speak for yourselves.
A very unusual creature kind of now seemingly in this kind of impact crater. It seems vaguely, I would call it feminine in form. It has 2 sets of wings, one covered in black feathers, one kind of leathery and bat-like. A kind of long, twisted tail covered in spines. Kind of grayish-black skin that seems to be covered in, like, what looks to be, like, almost shell pieces. It has 3 pairs of arms, 2 legs, which it kind of is like kind of standing on. 1 pair of arms seem to be carrying some kind of like metal staff of some kind. The middle ones, the lower ones seem to each have like a sword in hand, and the upper 2 just have seem to be covered in kind of strange rings. There's this kind of like almost strange, monstrous kind of like mask that seems to be over its face, where you can see like there's like lines in it that it looks like it's some kind of like that separates.
Knowledge something?
Kaz,
Hi.
roll Arcana. If you want to, anybody else could roll it with disadvantage.
Sure, I will try.
With my -1, I'm not even gonna roll.
Dirty 20.
Yeah.
Even with disadvantage, I have a very high arcana.
Kaz, Carrie. Both of you realize this thing is Phyrexian to the core. And this is not just any Phyrexian. This is probably one of the most dangerous things you have ever seen. This is an angel.
Hot.
No.
A little bit.
A being like that that's been basically turned into Phyrexian, that's like legendarily nasty things. Like, there were tales of things like dragons that were converted, probably during the war, that had to be put down when the Phyrexians can manage to convert things. They enhance anything's abilities. And this, obviously from its size, seemed to be at least probably a greater angel.
Good.
What are you foul beasts doing here?
Okay, I'm pretty sure we're the foul beasts.
I accept that.
Passing through? Wait, why am I... Claude Cole, please help.
My ears.
It'll kind of like
burning with the
stretch and
situation.
be like, give me a moment. As then you'll see like the 2 upper hands like kind of come together as they will summon what looks to be like a fireball of some kind, it like mixed with electricity and of black fire. As it's going to just launch it out at seemingly another one of those tree folks as there's a massive explosion.
Not liking this.
That's a friend.
Right, okay. Got some fancy skills there.
You were fortunate this day, Worms. I have nothing to do with you.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
That's
Maybe we should,
good.
walk away.
I'm
I
gonna
don't-
start moving.
Yes.
Yep.
Hey, where'd the druid
Wait.
go?
Oh,
It seems as though I am distracted from my normal mission. But perhaps I could replace it with another. Why don't you stay and we can have some fun?
Oh, I don't like the sound of that one.
busy schedule. We've got a,
A tight time frame.
you know,
Sorry to
it's,
disappoint you.
yeah, we've got places we need to get to.
I don't think I'd enjoy your kind of fun, and that's saying something for me.
It is actually.
You'll see like the face mask actually kind of peel back, as you can kind of see like an actual face beneath there that seems very like a normal angel's face. As she's gonna kind of like look at you, Carrie, and be like, "Are you sure? We could have plenty of fun. I've broken weaker."
Okay, listen. I may be kind of fucked in the head. I'm not that fucked in the head.
Your funeral.
Well, that's what we're trying to avoid, actually.
Yeah, I don't like funerals. They're boring.
It
No, we
closes
haven't,
up
like-
again, as like just like you can see like almost like this kind of red glow to the entire like mask then. And as she kind of like lifts up the staff, 100 squirrels leap down upon her.
Oh, yes! Oh,
God.
oh, thank God. I was ready to do some really dumb things.
Me too.
We were all ready to be dumb and
Foul cretins! As all of a sudden blackish red flames just bursts forth from that, basically incinerating a lot of squirrels. Ah! The foul forest annoys me. It's not worth my time. Fine then, worms. How about this? I will not murder you now, and in turn you will deliver my message.
it kind of depends on the message.
Yeah.
Well, sure. What's your message?
Tell Multani that if he stays out of our way, Yavimaya will be untouched by what is to come.
Can I roll insight to see if
I
that's
would
a lie?
also like to insight that.
Yeah.
Sure.
I feel like that's a lie.
But I'm gonna also do it, even though it is gonna fail. I knew it.
Nice.
I'll
I-
try.
Okay.
Waiting.
If we add Carrion's and mine together, that is a 20.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
I don't need it. I got an 18, but still. Actually, if we had Cole's and mine together, that's a 30.
Yes. She seems truthful. Honestly, it's kind of hard to tell. Her words don't sound hollow, is the way to base to say it. She just seemed very upset. You will tell that spirit that Altea swears upon her name and upon her father's name, the Machine Lord himself, that this forest will be protected, and I will slaughter no more of his trees this day. They would stand back and stop getting in my way.
Okay.
Fool's foul plans. The worm. Ah! I despise these jobs, and the lot of you. You're all beneath me, and I tire of it. Spread the message, and I will perhaps spare you next time we meet.
Okay.
If I'm feeling generous. I will know if you speak the truth.
We'll send the message.
Yep.
She's gonna fly off then.
Rolled it.
No.
Right.
Hmm.
Give me a history check.
Okay, that I can do.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it! You know, that one I'm still at 12.
Kaz,
I
There's-
know everything today.
you know something important about what she said. That is also very disturbing, because she claimed to be the daughter of the Machine Lord.
I did notice that. Kaz did note the Machine Lord title, mostly because Kaz wants that title.
I mean,
'cause
the
it
last
sounds
person that
cool.
earned that was not a nice person, though.
I'm not a nice person either.
That's true.
Um,
But would you assimilate an entire plane, commit genocide on your own people, and then attempt to conquer an entire world and convert it to your own?
I mean, I'm not planning to.
Because the last person that basically had that title was Yawgmoth.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna reclaim that title.
Your angel friend left now. Very unhappily.
Cool.
That was terrible.
I'm having second thoughts about this island vacation.
Okay, even I wasn't, like, completely overwhelmed by the very weird pretty angel thing.
We should be glad she decided not to fight us. I do not think I would have been strong enough to hold her off.
Yeah.
If I was at my full strength and had prepared ahead of time, perhaps. But I was not ready for such a creature to show up. A foul darkness is that. It was like a living ball of black mana.
Yeah, I don't even know what the thing was, but I'm in a lot of pain, so give me
Okay.
a second, and I'm just going to second.
So that was an angel of Phyrexia who claimed to be the daughter of Yawgmoth.
I don't like any part of that sentence.
No, I'm not a big fan either. I liked the Machine Lord part. That sounded neat and something to pursue. But that's for personal gain. Other than that, very threatening.
Yeah, no, very threatening. You said a lot of words I don't understand, but I understand one thing. That could easily kill us.
Yes! That was the important part of what I was trying to get across. Interesting fight, probably. Likely to end in our demise.
And what a way to go.
Yes, I would agree.
I would tell you, it has at the very least the stats of a solar. So, if you want to fight
What
one
a
of
way to go.
I mean,
Yeah. Damn.
she technically, like, hit on you, I guess?
Me?
No, Carrie.
Oh.
She did technically hit on me,
Yeah.
and I was very confused.
Uh-huh.
You're both.
We both have weird family.
You forget 99% of angels are female in general. If an angel finds attraction to the angel, it's going to be, you know, they're very rare male angels.
That's why we were gonna ask the Pope if God was gay.
Yeah.
we were gonna. Oh God, bless.
I
We
mean,
never got around to it, but we were gonna ask
you
the
were
Pope if God
talking
was a
about
lesbian.
asking Angel Pope whether their supposed deity, who was female in form, was a
Now-
lesbian.
We were drunk at the time when we thought of this.
You were
We
very
were,
drunk
but-
at the time.
Carrion was blackout.
Yes.
Yes. And also the lesbian here.
It's true.
You
Kaz
will-
has no appreciation for the female form, of course, but
you will see the one tree folk who was hit by the black fire, kind of like patting itself out, trying to, as it's having some trouble with it. That black fire is not going out. It's just burning right now.
Do I have...
I feel bad for that tree folk.
Get me to the tree folk.
The druid will, be like, if you can do something about that, gladly.
I don't know if I can, but I have things I can try.
I will assist. He transforms into a giant eagle and picks you up.
God, okay.
I'm also going to try something, possibly.
I mean, it's 1,000-foot tall tree folk that's over there, you know? It's pretty impressive that you're like, it's on fire, you know? It's on very fire.
Is like the entire thing on fire?
It's burnt. The fire is seemingly spreading or something, this black fire.
Is it like down by the bottom too?
No, not right now.
All at the top.
There's also like this giant tree folk that you actually see that apparently you were going through that's lying down, and there's one more of them. So it seems like there was 3 of them. The third one seems relatively okay. The one that's on the ground is just seemingly like lying there, having, you know, be like a giant fallen tree. Like when a redwood falls down. It crushes everything in its wake, except this is like a 2,000-foot tall redwood.
Okay, well then what I was going to try will not work.
What are you going to try,
go in a
Kaz?
giant form and try to hug it.
It is...
Firehouse.
yeah, no. You can climb it. That's about it.
I'm going to try a dispel magic, because I'm guessing this is a magical effect, and I can
Sure.
get rid of that.
You will need to roll that d20. I think you have to roll if it's higher casting level.
It is based on my... I'll just ping the fucking spell.
Yeah.
Boom. So it's my spell casting ability, so I have to make an intelligence roll.
Okay. Make an
And I need
intelligence roll.
to beat the thing. Now, this is where my luck fails me, of course.
Mhm.
No, fuck, yes! Eat shit, that is any spell in the fucking book.
Yeah. Okay. So you will like dispel into it, you know, using your magic, and you will actually manage to like, the fire will change from black to normal, and the tree folk will be able to put it out. You will have
Kaz,
suppressed
like,
the
pumps his
horrible cursed
fists.
nature of the fire. Yeah.
Kaz pumps his fist in the air like, oh, I'm so fucking good at this. I am the best
If
goddamn
it had a
artificer in the
thumb,
world.
you're fairly certain the giant tree folk that could just swat you into unexistence gives you a thumbs up as it walks off.
I am the greatest at this. Thank you for agreeing with me.
As the eagle and you are going to fly back. As the tree folks return seemingly to wherever they were at.
I'm just the greatest. This is what today has taught me.
As he returns
I
back to
could-
normal, he's like, "You did very good, young Kaz."
I could have fought that angel single-handedly. Nothing can stop me.
Oh no, we would have all died horribly.
I'm
Turn
built
into me.
different.
Kaz,
Yeah,
don't turn into me.
I won't, but I did just put out cursed hellfire or something.
Congratulations, that angel would have punted you into the sun.
She could have fucking tried.
Unfortunately, that thing was probably one of the most dangerous things I've seen. I could feel all the black mana, but you could also sense it under there. White mana. It had powerful protection spells that was using on it.
Okay, well maybe I couldn't have done that, but I can do plenty of other really good shit.
What a twisted creature, using
I am
the
still the best
death
artificer.
effects of black mana, while protecting itself with the strength of what white mana can do.
Say, don't we know someone who utilizes both white and black mana and is an angel?
Yes.
The one you know is actually balanced. This one seemed unbalanced.
Yeah. Radiant was like, you know,
Yes.
good.
She's also not with us.
She's not here.
I mean, if you wanted to, you could try to summon her. You've not tried to do that.
I don't know how.
The radiant phone.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, right, we have a radiant phone. I forgot about that.
yeah. I mean, I forgot to ask Max if you had the Nim phone.
I think we probably took the Nim phone.
I really should have asked Lee if he had the Nim phone.
We can retroactively snag that.
I mean, you didn't know about the Nim phone was the thing.
Well, no, we did, because he invited him to the wedding.
He did, but did he tell you he had a Nim phone to invite him to the wedding? I can't remember.
Dan, that's a good point.
Or if he just, like, you know, assumed, like, that you assumed he used some kind of magic to summon him or something, you know, or just, like, sending him.
Didn't we use the Nim phone to get a hold of the weather light?
You did not. Before Nim left, he said he would basically, like, poke the weather light.
That's it. Yeah, I don't know about the Nim phone.
Yeah, I gotta remember to ask Lee if he would have left the Nim phone or not. If I love how we're calling it the Nim phone.
It's Nim sending stone, okay?
Well, that's a shame. I liked all those squirrels. Well, best not let it go to waste.
Well, I mean, with all the fornicating the Squirtle seemed to be doing, according to you, hopefully the population will
They'll be
affected
back to
too much.
normal
Yeah.
soon enough. But for now, let's enjoy a nice meal. We lived.
I do enjoy when I live.
Does any of you
Also,
know
she
how to
kept-
purify food or drink?
Do I? If you give me 8 hours, I can.
I guess we can wait and rest here. Man, I want to eat squirrel now.
I just eat poison things, and sometimes it.
They're probably cursed.
Yeah, they
I
don't
mean,
look
it's not
very
like I haven't
healthy.
been cursed before.
They were murdered by horrible black flames.
I wonder if they're cooked.
They are very much so cooked. They are squirrels, they have no hit points, and she did a lot of fire damage to them.
If Carrion tries, Kaz will slap it out of her greedy little
Probably,
hand.
probably also necromantic damage. I have to be honest, it's probably like half necromantic, necrotic, half fire, you know, as black flame. That seems appropriate. The ball attack also had lightning in it for 3 element hit.
Wow.
Yeah,
Dang.
he would not have survived up against that thing.
No.
I mean, again, base stats are solar to start out with before
Yeah.
it has extra stuff. It would have been a solar before it was completed as Phyrexian, is basically what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay. Well, after 8 hours, I can prepare, purify food and drink, and then just ritual cast it, so I don't even gotta waste a fucking spell slot.
Yeah. And then you can have some very cooked, not less cursed squirrel to enjoy. As I guess you'll camp here and
Delicious.
rest and recover. And
Hooray!
that's probably a really good place to start as you're probably like an hour or two's walk from the heart of Yavimaya where Multani is, and you just encountered someone that seems very dangerous, that also seems to be in a position that's not good for you guys. Because she also mentioned another name that I'm sure you all remember. She cursed another
Vitali?
name. No.
No.
She cursed at someone called Vul.
Oh, Fool. Which one was Fool?
The one your people are against her working for.
Yeah. Look, there's a lot of names.
Yeah. But she
lot of
basically is
people don't
like,
like us.
why are you giving me such crappy jobs? Grumble, not very happy about it. So it looks like it sounds a lot more like she might have a similar deal to the Sliver Planeswalker you guys met before.
Yeah, because he wasn't very happy to...
I mean, he was sort of like, you've made a deal with me, I will take this deal. You know?
Yeah.
She just...
But he still wasn't... He didn't seem, like... It was something he wanted to do. It was just like, I'm doing it.
It's the deal I made. And
Yeah.
I had good purpose for making that deal. It was more like... This is definitely one of, like, anger. And it sounds like, I don't know, making a deal with a very powerful Phyrexian figure which seemingly survived the war and has been in hiding for whatever reason, or maybe in stasis, or captured, or something.
Or locked
that's
up
not
in a
good.
basement.
Yeah. I mean, you found something else that was locked up in a basement, the Phyrexian demon. Very easily, this thing could have been trapped somewhere or unconscious or sealed away through some kind of powerful magic. You do not know.
Taking a nap.
Regardless, it's seemingly awake now, and that's bad. It doesn't have the
Okay,
armies of Phyrexia behind it, but that doesn't mean anything. It's powerful.
I
think we gotta kill it.
Phyrexians.
I mean, this is firstly the only Phyrexian you've actually met, except for the demon. And the demon you killed.
No, I don't like to deal with Phyrexians, though.
No!
Wait,
It
hey,
brings
we
up
met
bad
another.
memories.
Isn't?
Oh,
No, that
that's
was
true.
Wrath, not
You
Phyrexia.
did meet one other Phyrexian.
That bitch on the boat.
Nope.
Hey,
Oh.
Claude. He's got someone inside who's technically a Phyrexian scientist assigned to Wrath.
Yeah, that asshole.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kick his ass one day.
You just like kick his ass and be like, Claude's like, ow! Stop that! Ow! You know, like Claude like pops out the side of his head. He's like, please stop that! It's like, get back in there! I'm busy.
Oh,
his ass, you have to kick mine.
I'm okay with this.
Hey,
Ah.
it's not my fault he's in my head.
No.
Mm-hmm. Why don't we give
It'll be
outros
fine.
then? You know, and we can worry a lot about these issues next time. Well, you've got a elemental dude to talk to maybe help convince fight a horrible mechanical dragon monster, and also to ask some questions to, because that's why you came here in the first place.
Also, give a warning to.
I'm going to have to look up that old episode to figure out what the hell you actually were going to ask him.
Just general information. For
No,
some
there was
weed.
something specific.
It was something specific and helpful, and I can't for the life of me remember what it was.
I don't remember either.
Uh,
I got a different
You
question to
mentioned
ask
it
him now.
Last episode, I remember, because you did actually say it last time, and I forgot to write it down.
Yes. I don't
I
remember.
did. We should also ask him if he knows who this Vool person is.
He
'Cause
might.
Bitch old. Yeah, bitch old.
Mm-hmm. He might have knowledge about a lot of stuff because he's ancient, you know. Multani is a 2,000-year-old being that knows stuff, yet might not know stuff. It's that kind of weird thing of, like, when you're part of a forest, you might be able to remember everything, but it's sort of like you have to remember it also. A 2,000-plus-year-old being.
Yeah. Also, it probably knows more stuff that happened in the forest than outside the forest.
I will also let you know, every time I use the term Marrow Sorcerer, it's also known as a force of nature. It is the literal will of the land and elemental manifestation of green mana at its strongest.
Pretty sure I have the card for it.
Yes. The Force of Nature card was the original one that has been kind of grandfathered in, and was actually on the Forest of Latnam, which was on a nearby island, was that type of Force of Nature could appear on.
No, I have Marimo. That's what I have. Who we met.
Yes. Molimo, you mean? From Latnam?
Malamo.
Yeah, Molimo.
Malamo.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of elemental ones. Probably, Multani's probably one of the most powerful ones, just because of the strength of Yavimaya.
It'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. Not that all of the other ones aren't very powerful in their right, but, you know, you're probably dealing with the one that has the most strength out of all of them, because of the... You've seen how the forest is. It's the most powerful elemental manifestation of green mana by far you've seen in this place. Anyway, Mads, any kind of shout-outs or stuff like that?
I mean, well, you know, the normal thing. Joe, Santos, and I are on Tuesdays on Unfunny channel for Star Trek. We should be back next week. I had a concert this week, so we didn't play. But, you know, we have fun. That's about it.
And Fish.
Hi, everybody. I'm Fish Harlan. You can find me around the web at Fish Harlan. And also, you can find me baptizing the plastic baby. This plastic baby. This one that I have here. He's getting baptized. His name is Toddlin.
Toddlin. We'll baptize that Toddlin.
I will. He's going to be a Satanist.
Yeah, you can find me here sometimes on Saturdays, but as of yesterday, on Wednesday nights for a Pirate Fun Time Adventure, where a man got killed immediately.
He did get keelhauled immediately. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then Joe.
You'll find me here and on Tuesdays on Funny Ones for Star Trek as well.
Yep. As for myself, if you're looking for more RPG content, as it was said, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. is Buccaneers of the Shackled Sea. That's been very fun with the first session. We're going to be having second session next week. This show at 9 p.m.s on Thursday, so come and join us next week. 2 p.m. on Saturday for discussing tabletop, which I'll get some people on. We'll talk about some nerdy tabletop stuff. And for gaming streams, I'll certainly probably be having at least one of them tomorrow at some point in time, probably in the afternoon. EST. Usually whenever I get a chance in the afternoon, I stream some stuff, and I will probably be doing, I don't know what game I'm doing yet. Figure it out and do it. And then after that, gaming schedule is kind of up in the air. And I'm going to be working on some more RPG-related stuff and things like that. So keep an eye out for those. And already all the other stuff that I'm involved in has been shouted out. So, all right, everybody. Have a great rest of your Thursday, good rest of your week. And hopefully you can join us next time for more crazy adventure. It says they talk to a nature spirit who hopefully won't murder the crap out of them. We'll find out.
Probably be fine. Yeah.
Anyway. Until that next time, farewell, everybody.
Bye. Eliminate the
Bye,
Nazi
everyone.
cause. Bye.